Hello, and welcome back to English in Quiet. If you're listening on the bus, washing dishes, or sitting at a messy desk at the end of a long day, we are very glad you're here.
And if you're in bed with your phone, telling yourself, I am definitely going to sleep in 2 minutes, I respect that fantasy. I live inside that fantasy.
I do too, honestly. Some evenings my brain feels full, and I want English practice that feels gentle and useful, not heavy.
So today is exactly that. We are talking about how to talk about your day naturally in English.
Yes, this will help your English, but it will also help in real life because people ask this question all the time.
So if you like calm English practice with real conversations, you can stay with us. And if one friend comes to mind later, feel free to share it with them.
And if your level is around B1 to B2, stay with us. Some parts may feel a little fuller, but you do not need every word to follow the conversation. You can always come back later for the phrases.
Also, this topic sounds simple, but it is secretly dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yes, because one tiny question, how was your day, can suddenly become a 30-minute documentary.
That is very true. Many learners think the best answer is a full report from morning to night.
At 7:03, I woke up. At 7:08, I looked at bread. At 7:11, I made a tragic coffee.
Poor bread.
The bread had no choice.
But this is the point. Natural English is usually not a perfect list of everything that happened. It is more like a small picture of the day.
A short picture, not security camera footage.
Exactly. You choose the parts that matter. You give a quick overview, and then you expand 1 or 2 moments that were interesting, stressful, surprising, tiring, or satisfying.
That word expand is useful. It means make one part bigger with more detail.
Right. And the opposite is compress. That means make something shorter. In natural day talk, you compress the routine parts and expand the meaningful parts.
So I do not need to tell people that I opened my email, closed my email, and opened it again because I hoped the messages would become kinder?
No, although emotionally, that is very believable.
Too believable.
And there is another important idea here. When someone asks, "How was your day?" they are not always asking for data.
Yes, sometimes they are really saying, I'm checking in. I want to connect with you.
Exactly. It is a relationship question as much as an information question.
Check-in is a great everyday phrase, by the way. It means ask how someone is and make contact in a caring way.
So the answer depends on the moment. If your coworker asks in the hallway, a short answer is often enough.
Busy, but good. I finally finished that report.
Perfect. Short, clear, and human.
But if your best friend asks after a hard day, maybe you say a little more.
Yes, you might say, "Most of the day was fine, but one meeting really threw me off, and I felt drained after that."
Threw me off means it disturbed your rhythm or focus.
And drained means very tired, like your energy is gone.
So already that answer sounds alive. It is not just facts. It has shape and feeling.
That is one of the biggest differences. Unnatural day talk often sounds flat because it only gives actions. Natural day talk usually gives actions and reactions.
Actions and reactions. I like that.
Let's make it concrete. Imagine someone says, "Tell me about your day."
Okay, bad version first.
Please.
I woke up at 7, I brushed my teeth, I made breakfast, I went to work, I had lunch, I came home, I had dinner, I went to bed.
Grammatically, many of those sentences are fine.
But socially, it feels like a robot had a very boring Tuesday.
Yes, because every event has the same weight. Breakfast gets the same amount of attention as the difficult meeting or the good news.
And real days do not feel like that.
No, real days have background. And then they have a pressure point, a relief point, a funny point, or a turning point.
Or the point where a normal afternoon suddenly becomes a story.
Exactly. So a more natural version might be, the morning was pretty normal, but on the way to work, I got stuck in traffic, so I arrived already stressed. The afternoon was mostly meetings, but one conversation went surprisingly well, and that saved the day a little.
Much better. I can hear the day.
Right, you can hear the shape.
Also, I noticed something. You did not use exact clock times.
Yes, that matters. In natural English, we often use broad time markers instead of exact times. For example, this morning, on the way to work, around lunch, in the afternoon, later on, by the end of the day.
Those phrases give structure, but they do not sound like a train schedule.
Exactly. Exact times are fine when the time itself matters.
Like, my interview was at 3, or I missed the 8:10 train.
Yes, but most of the time, broad time markers sound smoother and more natural. They also help you group events together. You can say, the first half of the day was quiet, and that can include many small tasks without naming each one.
Then you can say, after lunch, things got hectic. One phrase, big shift.
Exactly. And hectic means very busy and a little chaotic.
So if your afternoon feels like 5 messages, 2 problems, 1 meeting, and half a sandwich, that is hectic.
Yes, sadly, yes.
Let me try one. This morning was quiet. Around lunch, things got hectic. By the end of the day, I was exhausted.
That sounds strong and natural.
Thank you. I suffer, but I learn.
Now let's talk about grammar, but in a real-life way, not in a scary way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
For the main events of a finished day, simple past is usually your best friend. I went in early. I had 2 meetings. I finished late.
Clear. No drama. Good.
Then use past continuous for background or interrupted action. I was heading into a meeting when my manager called.
So one action was already happening, and another action cut into it.
Exactly. And one more useful form is present perfect when the day still feels connected to now. I've had a long day.
Because maybe the day is still happening, or it just ended.
Right, but if you say, I had a long day yesterday, that is clearly finished.
Tiny grammar change, different feeling.
Yes, but grammar alone is not the whole story. Many learners think, if my grammar is correct, I will sound natural.
And then English says, not so fast.
Often, the real issue is proportion.
Good word. Proportion means how much space or attention you give to each part.
Right. If you spend 6 sentences on your sandwich and half a sentence on your job interview, the proportion feels strange.
Unless the sandwich exploded.
If the sandwich exploded, then yes, it becomes the main event.
Finally, justice for dramatic sandwiches.
So here is a simple rule. Compress routine, expand change. Routine means normal, repeated things. Change means the moment something shifted.
A plan changed. A task took longer than expected. You got good news, bad news, weird news, surprise news.
Exactly. Those are the moments people usually care about. You can say, most of the morning was routine. I was just catching up on emails. But after lunch, everything changed because a client called with a problem.
Catching up on is very useful. It means doing work that built up before, work you did not finish earlier.
Yes, I'm catching up on emails. I need to catch up on homework.
It feels very everyday, and that matters.
It does. Natural day talk is usually not formal.
This is where learners get tricked. They think advanced English means big, formal words.
But in real conversation, simple verbs and natural chunks often sound more advanced than stiff vocabulary.
So not, I consumed lunch,
Please no.
but yes, I grabbed lunch.
Exactly. Or just, I had lunch.
Not, I experienced fatigue.
Better, I was exhausted. Or, I was tired by the end of the day.
Not, an unfortunate transportation difficulty occurred.
Better, I got stuck in traffic.
That one is gold. Stuck in traffic means the road was too crowded and you could not move well.
And listen to these everyday chunks. Head in early. Run into someone. Grab lunch. Deal with a problem. Catch up on work. End up staying late. Wrap things up.
Wrap things up means finish the last small parts before stopping.
Yes, like, I wrapped things up around 6 and went home.
Let me try a fuller, natural answer.
Go ahead.
This morning was fairly normal. I headed in early because I wanted to catch up on a few things, but then a small problem turned into a bigger one, so most of the afternoon disappeared into meetings. I grabbed lunch late, ran into an old coworker, and that was actually the best part of the day. By the end of the day, I was tired, but it turned out better than I expected.
That sounds natural.
Really?
Yes, because you used time markers, you compressed the routine, you expanded the change, and you added a reaction.
And I did not tell people about every sip of coffee.
You showed admirable restraint.
Very difficult for me.
Now, another important thing. Facts alone are not enough. A natural account of your day usually includes what happened and how it felt.
Right. Because people are not only listening for events, they're listening for meaning.
Exactly. Compare these two lines. I had 3 meetings. Fine. But I had 3 meetings, and by the last one, I could barely think. That sounds more human.
Or, I finally finished a report I'd been avoiding, so that was a relief.
Yes, relief is the good feeling when something difficult is over.
I love relief. Relief is one of my hobbies.
Mine too. Small attitude words help a lot here. Words like fortunately, unfortunately, surprisingly, at least.
I missed the bus, but fortunately, the next one came quickly.
Good. Or, the meeting was long but surprisingly useful.
So these little words show your opinion without making the story too dramatic.
Exactly. They answer the hidden question. Why are you telling me this part?
That is so important.
It is. If you mention an event, give it a reason to be there. If you say, I had lunch with an old classmate, the listener naturally wonders, why does that matter?
Was it fun? Awkward? Helpful? Unexpected?
Right, so add one small layer. I had lunch with an old classmate, and it was nice because we had not talked in years.
There it is. Now the event has weight.
Exactly. Another big idea is this. The same day can be described in different ways depending on who is listening.
Yes, the listener matters.
If you are talking to a coworker, you might focus on work, progress, delays, or one useful detail.
Busy day. The morning was fine, but the client call ran long, so I'm a little behind.
Good, clear, and relevant. If you are talking to a close friend, you can focus more on mood, frustration, relief, or a funny detail.
Honestly, I was stressed all afternoon because that call went badly, but dinner with my sister helped me reset.
Exactly. And reset is a nice everyday word. It means you return to a calmer or better state.
I need that phrase often.
Most of us do. And if you are in a speaking class or an exam, you may need a little more structure because you are also showing language control.
So maybe, this morning started normally. Around midday, I had a client call that became more complicated than expected, so the afternoon was quite stressful. In the end, dinner with my sister helped me relax.
Very good. Same day, different shape.
That is a huge point. Natural language is not one fixed version.
Exactly. It changes with context. And here is another social trick. You do not need to give every detail immediately.
Yes, sometimes "how was your day" is just a door opening, not a request for the whole building.
Nicely said.
Thank you. One useful sentence every now and then.
You can start small. Pretty busy, actually.
Then pause.
Yes. If the other person shows interest, you expand. If not, your short answer was already enough.
That feels much more natural than dropping a full history lecture with no warning.
It does. And that is part of good social judgment.
Another useful phrase. Social judgment means understanding what fits the moment and the relationship.
Exactly. Language is not only grammar, it is timing, tone, and choosing the right amount. Now, let's talk about one small but powerful habit. Try to make your day sound like a tiny story, not a list.
Tiny story. I like that because it feels possible.
Good. A tiny story usually has 3 parts. First, a quick overview. Second, one highlight or one problem. Third, a result or feeling at the end.
So, overview, turning point, result.
Yes, very simple.
Give us an example.
Okay, the day started pretty normally, but then one meeting took much longer than expected, so lunch was late and I felt off for the rest of the afternoon. In the end, I finished what I needed to do, so it was stressful but manageable.
That sounds like a real person talking after work.
That is the goal. And notice the connectors. But, so, in the end,
Connectors are tiny, but they do a lot of work.
they show cause, contrast, and movement. Other useful ones are because, although, meanwhile, and eventually.
Without connectors, the answer can sound like separate boxes sitting next to each other.
Exactly. With connectors, the day has logic.
And at the end, you gave a summary feeling. Stressful but manageable.
Yes, that final judgment helps the listener understand what the whole day added up to.
So do not just stop at the last event.
Right. You can end with, overall, it was productive. Or, nothing major happened, but I was more tired than usual. Or, it was rough, but one good moment saved it.
Nothing major happened is very useful, by the way. It means nothing big or important happened.
And it sounds much more natural than forcing drama into an ordinary day.
Which is good, because most days are not movie scenes.
True, most days are small, but small still counts.
I think people need to hear that.
Yes. Let's talk about common reasons day talk sounds unnatural.
Oof, yes. Let us expose the danger.
First, overusing and then.
And then I woke up, and then I walked, and then I blinked, and then...
And then is not wrong, but if every sentence uses it, your answer starts to sound childish or mechanical.
Better to vary the shape.
Exactly. Use time phrases, cause, contrast, and one reaction, instead of and then I had lunch, and then I went home, say, around lunch, I finally got a break. Later on, I went home feeling pretty tired.
Much smoother.
Second, too much detail about low-value moments.
Low value means parts that do not change the story.
Yes, your toast, your socks, your third email subject line. Usually not important.
Unless the socks started a family argument.
You keep fighting for chaos.
It is my brand.
Third, not enough detail about the important moment. A learner says, I met my boss, and then moves on.
And we all feel the question hanging in the air.
Exactly. Was it good? Stressful? Awkward? Helpful?
Give us one little reaction. That makes the story human.
Yes, I met my boss, and it was actually a relief because the conversation went well.
There it is. Now I understand why that event matters.
Fourth, repeated sentence patterns.
Subject, verb, object. Subject, verb, object. Subject, verb, object.
Right. It is clear, but the rhythm becomes flat. Add a front phrase sometimes. This morning, by the afternoon, in the end.
Or add a reason. Because the train was late, since I hadn't slept well.
Exactly. And one more thing. Sometimes direct translation causes the problem.
Yes, in some languages, a longer, full timeline can sound normal.
But in everyday English, especially casual English, shorter and more selective often sounds better.
So do not think, I must say everything so it sounds complete.
Right. Complete is not always natural.
That is huge.
It is. And we should say this clearly, too. Natural does not mean full of slang.
Thank you.
Some learners think they need 5 trendy expressions and 1 impossible idiom to sound real.
But usually, plain and well-chosen English sounds best.
Yes, I didn't get much done. Things piled up. I was running late. It turned out well.
Those are normal, useful adult sentences.
And piled up is a great one. It means tasks or problems increased and collected.
Like dishes, or emails, or feelings.
Sadly, yes, all 3.
Can we do a quick comparison game?
Let's do it.
Unnatural version. Today I woke up, ate breakfast, went to the office, worked, ate lunch, worked, returned home, and had dinner.
Natural version. Today was pretty ordinary overall, but the afternoon got stressful because 2 extra tasks landed on my desk. I didn't get as much done as I wanted, so I came home a bit frustrated.
Good. One more.
Okay.
Unnatural. I participated in a meal with my friend.
Natural. I grabbed lunch with a friend.
Unnatural. I experienced a state of exhaustion.
Natural. I was exhausted.
Unnatural. At 12:03, I commenced lunch.
Jake, no.
I know. I deserve that.
Before we close, I want to say something to learners who feel awkward answering simple questions. You are not the only one.
Truly, simple questions are often weirdly hard.
Yes, because they sound easy, but they need judgment. What should I include? How long should I speak? What matters?
That is exactly the problem.
So if this feels difficult, it does not mean you are bad at English. It often means you are learning a social skill inside the language.
And that takes practice.
Gentle practice, small practice, real practice.
Okay, I think it is time.
For our word tour,
Yes, our little word tour, my favorite house ritual.
let's do it. We will give you 10 useful phrases from today's conversation.
10. Very generous.
First, fairly normal. It means pretty ordinary, nothing unusual. Example, The morning was fairly normal until my phone battery died.
Use that. It sounds natural and calm.
Second, on the way to work. It means during your trip to work. Example, on the way to work, I ran into an old friend.
Third, grab lunch. That means have a quick, casual lunch. Example, I grabbed lunch between meetings.
Fourth, catch up on. It means do work that built up before. Example, I used the quiet morning to catch up on emails.
Fifth, running late. It means you are behind schedule. Example, I was running late, so I skipped coffee.
Sixth, things piled up. It means tasks or problems collected and became too many. Example, I planned to leave early, but things piled up in the afternoon.
Seventh, stuck in traffic. It means the road was too crowded and you could not move well. Example, I got stuck in traffic and arrived stressed.
Eighth, wrap things up. It means finish the last small parts before stopping. Example, I wrapped things up around 6 and went home.
Ninth, by the end of the day. This is a great time phrase for your final feeling. Example, by the end of the day, I was completely drained.
And drained means your energy is gone, very tired.
10th, turned out well. It means the final result was good, maybe better than expected. Example, the presentation was stressful, but it turned out well.
Keep those phrases. Repeat them out loud. Use them this week in a real answer.
Even one or two will help you sound more natural.
Now, a tiny homework for you.
Tiny. We respect your energy.
Tonight, or tomorrow, answer this question in 3 sentences. How was your day? Sentence 1. Give the general shape. Sentence 2. Expand one meaningful moment. Sentence 3. Give the result or feeling.
So something like, the morning was pretty normal. Around lunch, I got some unexpected good news, and that changed my whole mood. By the end of the day, I felt tired but happy.
Exactly. That is clear, natural, and easy to remember.
And for the comments, we want a real little practice moment.
Yes. Write 2 or 3 sentences about your day in the comments. Give us one routine part and one moment that changed the mood.
And please, no full toast report unless the toast caused serious drama.
The comments are a good place to practice real English and help other learners too. You can read other answers, borrow useful phrases, and encourage someone else.
That part matters. Learning feels lighter when it becomes a community thing.
It does. Thank you for spending this time with us. If today felt messy or quiet or heavy, we see you.
And if your day was small and ordinary, that still counts.
Yes, small still counts. Clear English can grow from very ordinary life.
If this episode helped, you can like it, come back for the next one, or share it with someone who would enjoy it too.
And remember, you do not need to give a perfect report. Just give a real, shaped answer.
A tiny story, not security camera footage.
Exactly. We are glad you are here, and you can always begin again.
We will be here next time with more real English for real life.
Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you soon.